Ajoy Kumar, it's a little bizarre, and I'm going to ask our producers to pull out the graphics on what Mr. Jairam Ramesh said earlier in 2012 and what he says now. And there's huge disparity between the both, because in 2012 the same gentleman said that we needed a new parliament building. This wasn't just working, and now it's a vanity project. So where does the Congress stand on all of this?
So first of all, Preeti, any person who doesn't change his opinion based on available facts would be definitely termed by you as insane. So I think Jairam's position, whether you cannot be said if Jairam Ramesh ji is putting the position is very clearly it's the party position, but you need to see this wasteful expenditure in a larger picture. I believe based on the RTI, because after that the RTI seems to be you are not able to get the data, but for the first 7 years the Modi government spent 4,000 crores on advertisement. If you see the amount of expenditure this government spends on all the things, all activities of the Prime Minister, all the wasteful expenditure, the new Parliament building is one of those events. The vanity projects of this Prime Minister, because nothing substantial on the ground. And I'll tell you why. And if you can indulge me for a few seconds more, the simple thing, Preeti, is here is a country which is not ready to give the OROP in 1 month. This government is not ready to pay the war veterans in 1 month. This government is ready to pay $125 million to get a new spyware. Not Pegasus, a new spyware. This is in the public domain. So it's a series of a government which has lost. It believes that through certain sections of through the cheerleaders and various organizations across, whether it is government or non-government, through vanity projects of the Prime Minister, the Parliament new building is just one of those visible.
Okay.
Episodes, a visible structure, which defines this government. And Mr. Modi, and I know it's not appropriate to take these kind of examples, but it reminds me of 1930, 1945 Germany in terms of trying to rewrite history in their own way by these, and history is not written by vanity projects like buildings. I mean, here is a Prime Minister who didn't object to a stadium being named by.
Okay. But okay, one second, Dr. Ajoy Kumar, I want to come in for a rebuttal here. You talk about how I'm coming to you, Mr. Sam. Just give me one, just a rebuttal that I want to make where Dr. Kumar is concerned.
Can I just come in, please?
I'll come to you, Mr. Islam. I'll just come to you. Let me ask one quick question to Dr. Ajoy Kumar. And the question is, you talk about OROP, Dr. Kumar. You talk about other issues where the government has failed. Why can't both of them happen together? Because if you are looking at creating a new India and you have a vision of a new India, then a 93-year-old parliament building really cannot stand. Yes, it can be converted into a museum. Any MP who has gone in, any journalist who's gone inside the parliament and seen it, understands that we definitely need a new building.
No, one second. Look, I was a parliamentarian. Simple question. Did the Westminster Abbey get changed? Do you change your history by these kind of, your vanity projects of a self-obsessed group of people? You tell me you look at across Capitol
Dr. Kumar, the Parliament can't be a vanity project for the Prime Minister. Go ahead, sir. Please complete.
Go ahead, just complete the third. Yeah. So, Zafarji, I'll just complete in 30 seconds. The White House.
Allow me to speak.
The White House or the Capitol Hill. Do you change it? History is, it's where the Constitution, the Constituent Assembly sat there. So the problem is here is a government which spends, I'm telling you, the kind of money that they're not ready to give the war veterans, the retired our soldiers, the money for their pension. And this is just one example. So Congress is very clear that the wasteful expenditure of this government, they want to spend another, I believe, $125 million to buy a spyware to spy on, lots of people. I mean, so this is just an example.
Can I just...
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
All right, okay. I want to bring in Mr. Islam, but Dr. Ajoy Kumar, it's also considered unsafe, the old Parliament building, because it's 93-year-old for the numbers that it was made for. It really cannot stand the numbers there.
It is the South Block, South Block and the Rashtrapati Bhavan was built at the same time. This is a vanity project.
Okay, I'm going to come right back. Okay, please. Mr. Islam has been very patient. He wants to come in for a rebuttal. Go ahead, Mr. Islam. Make your point.
He's been patient. Thank you, Zafar.
See, I want to make a few points. First, that I had been to, as a member of parliament, to our parliament building as well as Westminster Abbey as well. See, the way it has been maintained, the way it was maintained during UPA time. Obviously, Congress has ruled and they didn't maintain the way it should have been maintained. So they are the culprit, first. Second, and all these observations had come during their time, UPA time, and they were proposing a new building when the size of the economy, Indian economy, is half of the size today. Today, we are much more better position. We are in a much better position to do or undertake such projects than we were in 2013 and 2012. And still, we are spending every penny judiciously to safeguard the interests of the nation, as I said earlier. Third thing, Prime Minister is doing. Prime Minister doesn't have a choice whether he will do this or he will do that. As a country, as you rightly pointed out, Preeti, that when you are building a new nation, new India, you have to do everything together. And today we have both resources as well as determination and the
Mr. Islam,
will.
The question also being raised by the Congress is that it is not about trying to give the country a new parliament, which many would suggest that's the need of the hour. But having said that, the charge is also, it's trying to give the country, which is including the parliament, the Central Vista, a stamp which pretty much envisages the stamp of Narendra Modi on what was the architecture before and what it would be since what the BJP calls it, the era of Narendra Modi.
No, so you have to see, but when you are building a new nation, I mean, he has a vision. Other prime ministers, I'm sorry to say, I'm not talking about Nehru because he immediately after the independence, but subsequently many prime ministers like Rajiv Gandhi was there, but he didn't have the vision. Subsequently, Manmohan Singh didn't have the vision.
Atal Bihari Vajpayee didn't have the vision,
sir? He was there only for 5 years, but and he was there only for 5 years, and didn't initiate road project during his time? And today the infrastructure, road infrastructure is the best road infrastructure which
but let it go. But that's what the Congress is also saying.
That is something which has been given by the late Prime Minister Atal
But that is
Vajpayee.
what a lot of civil society members also say. Why are we letting go of the history there? Because